It's now 3:20 in the afternoon, and we're supposed to hold an annual meeting at 3 o'clock on the last Saturday of February of every year. So I now call this meeting to order. I now call Attorney Malaya, our Assistant Corporate Secretary, to inform us if notices have been made to all the members regarding this meeting.
Thank you, Mr. President, and good afternoon. Mr. President, notices have been made to the members of the board in accordance with the bylaws of the club, in accordance with the rules and regulations of the Securities and Exchange Commission under the Code of Corporate Governance. Notices have been made by posting in the club premises, also by newspaper publication on January 13 and February 6, 2012 by Manila Standard Today, and by mail to the members. Mr. President, as required during the validation date of the proxies, we had a total of 11 proxies received as of cut-off date last Monday. This afternoon, we have a total of, as of last count, it was about 57 members present in person. Mr. President, so you have a total of 11 plus 57, that's a total of 68 members present in person and by proxy. Our total outstanding shares is 1,938. We have 97 delinquent shares for a total of 1,841 good and outstanding shares. For majority, Mr. President, we need 921 plus 1. We need 922 shares to be present in person and by proxy. Since we have a total only of 11 members present by proxy and 67 by in person, we have a total of 78 members present. We do not have a quorum, Mr. President.
Well, again, if we don't have a quorum, I think we cannot hold the meeting this afternoon. But in the meantime, we will have to reset this meeting, and I will ask the board to get in touch with the Securities and Exchange Commission and get guidance from this and reset the meeting to maybe June or July this year. So, well, if you have any questions later on, I will have to just call off this meeting, and then we can partake on a merienda and we can discuss, a strategy on how we can obtain the quorum. Thank you.
Excuse me, may I be recognized, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, but we don't have a quorum, so can we just say
I think
and then...
may I be recognized, Mr. Chairman?
But yeah, we will just close this meeting and then we will recognize...
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I don't think so. You're getting bad advice. I think it is with due respect to everybody here to give respect to the members. I think we're playing games. As early as December, I already informed the club to let the members know. If you are looking for quorum, then the effort to gain quorum is a responsibility of the board and the management of this club. After 15 years, you cannot say that you have tried. It is a serious matter. Now, you seem to be blaming SEC for everything. I asked for a list of the problems, the key issues that you blame SEC as the cause. You have not delivered it in spite of and despite of numerous follow-ups on our part. It was in good faith that we were trying to help. How can you say that you have informed everybody? Until now, I have 2 shares here. I have not received my notice. You could say that's being done on purpose if you wanted to think maliciously.
I don't think we have, we have not done anything maliciously.
Well, I have not received.
Well, anyway, you tell me who have not received, and we were going to ask the messenger company that's supposed to deliver this. Anyway,
Please raise your
I
hand
don't want
once we have not
to.
received.
So, can you get the list?
I did not receive.
Okay, get the list, Mrs. Tanangco.
Because
at the moment, we have delegated
the chairman
this.
of the meeting, may I request that we have a more open dialogue?
Surely.
As far as the meeting is concerned, I would suggest that we move for a suspension of the meeting for a resetting.
I don't think we can right now on this meeting that this be reset today.
Why not?
No, there is no quorum.
Why not?
As I said, there is no quorum.
That's why the members here decides that we can reset the meeting. Because the quorum is for the election, not for the meeting.
No. I'm sorry, but I cannot. I don't think. From what I know, I've been a member of the board, since 1976, and nothing never happened to us.
I
There's a
think
call
we've
and we
been
don't
also
have a
members
quorum.
of many boards. I think that's not the reason and that's not the issue. The issue is who owns the club?
Of course, the members. The problem is that
And
we
who
don't
does the
have.
board of directors answer to?
Yes, the members, but
Okay.
we don't have the majority of the members.
Why do we not have the
present
majority?
today.
Why do we not have the majority?
Well, they do not respond.
Because you refuse to give the list.
We cannot give the list.
Why not? Is
Because
there
there
a
was
law?
already.
Is there a law?
Well,
There is no law.
As I said, can we just, there is no quorum right now.
Further, may we request that the meeting be
Can we
minuted
get,
for the benefit of all members who are not here?
this meeting right now is adjourned. I'll be glad to sit down with you.
Do you agree?
To move forward. Anyway, I'm sorry. The board will meet, and if you want to be part of it, we'll be glad to.
I think you're not serving the interest of the membership. You're serving your own interest.
I'm sorry, but we don't have the majority here at the moment. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's easy for you to say because you have the list. What makes you more trustworthy than the members themselves? What makes you more trustworthy?
Well, I'm sorry. I think, as I said, we don't have a quorum. I'm going to sit down with you. Informally, but
The quorum was not achieved because you didn't want a quorum.
well, anyway, that is your opinion.
You did everything possible to thwart it. We worked with you initially for the first half of the couple of weeks. We were very good together. Suddenly, when you saw that there was a momentum, suddenly we got locked out.
Anyway,
Why?
I'm sorry, Mr. David, but I'm sorry. We will. Advise, the membership,
Mr. Villaluna,
Yes.
Attorney Leño, can I say something? You know, I have been attending meetings called by you. The past many years, tayong umaattend mga 11-10. Now, there is now a big difference here. Marami rin kayo dyan. I think you're about 4 or 5.
Hello?
Sige, I will wait.
Well, anyway,
Hindi pa ako tapos. I think I was recognized. So, wala ba tayong magawa maski konti rito? Maybe you can arrive at something. Nandito na, ang dami namin dito. Yeah, all of us spend time coming here. Ano bang mabuti ngayon? Can you suggest something? I want to suggest, baka naman hindi pwede. Baka i-certify dito, may quorum tayo. Baka possible yan. Sino ba magre-reklamo? Mag-election tayo ngayon. Baka possible lang. Nandiyan pa ba ang secretary? Nakalis na pala.
out of, as according to Attorney Malaya, ilan lang yun? 1,800. We're not even 10%.
No, but Mr. President, ito lang. I hope you can listen to us or to me. Paano ba to? Kung ganito ng ganito, every years, baka kayo malapit ng pasensya na, no? Baka all of you. Totoo to. Baka hanggang sa kayo 75 years old na, 90 years old, kayo pa rin ang mga directors. Tanong ko ngayon, kailan ba kayo magsasawa? Okay. Thank you very much. I mean, there's something personal. Kailan kayo magsasawa, give up, baka pwedeng mag-resign? I'm very sorry for this. Ang dating sabi nyo sa amin, lahat naman kayo, hindi naman nyo gusto. Bakit andyan pa rin kayo? Yun lang ang tanong ko. Baka pwede bang pag nag-resign kayo, makapag-fill up ang kung sinong gusto maglingkod dito as directors? Yun lang, possible ho ba yun? Possible ba na magre-resign kayo? Nandiyan pa pala si Atty. Malaya. Possible ba? Or kung I think possible yun. Mag-resign kayo if you want. Wala naman hindi naman ako galit. If you want, maybe you can resign. Maybe something can be done. Maybe papasok ang SEC, pupunta rito at makapag-meeting ang SEC, pipili marahil ng committee to take over kung ayaw nyo na. Kung gusto nyo pa naman, okay lang.
Attorney Leaño, hingi po ako ng guidance, sige kami ng guidance from the SEC. Ganun lang.
Meron daw ho
If
yata.
we have the majority and the majority will vote me out, I'll be very happy.
Meron daw yata akong SEC dyan.
Not that's fun. Wala akong sweldo dito. You know?
Ayun pala.
I just want to let you know, well, while you are here, I accepted this job because for one, yung computerization. Second, I wanted to improve the governance. Third, I had a project dito. Okay? Now, itong Valle Verde Country Club, in 1998, when Pucholo Ramirez was general manager, naubusan ito ng pera. We had to borrow money. Zero. Okay? Now, I just want to put the information of those who might be new.
Mr. President.
Now, can I just finish?
Thank you.
Papaliwanag ko lang sa lahat kung ano nangyari dito. Okay? Nawala ito ng pera, naubusan ito. Nanghiram tayo kay Mr. Ramirez. By 2001, nabayaran lahat. From zero, umakit ito na about 7 million pesos ang pera dito. Ngayon, pagdating ng kwan, nobody even wanted to cooperate with me in the committee. I took over the committee. Nung tumatakbo na ito, nung 2003, nagsuggest ako nung una na gagawin namin sa city. Nung walang general manager, I recommended na ang gagawin si Mrs. Tanangco na multitasking, F&B manager and general manager. Okay. But of course, some members said that we have to get talaga full-time general manager. So okay, sabi ko, nag-agree ako. Kuha tayo ng full-time general manager. Then, of course, na-offeran ako sa Felix Mining. But I know what is going on. Every morning, every day, nagpipirma ako ng cheque rito. I'm in touch with Mrs. Tanangco. Okay. At that time, after we hired a new general manager, after 2 years, bumagsak ang pera niyan. I think from 7 million, bumaba, I think, I don't know, 4 or 5 million pesos. So, we did not renew the contract of the general manager. And they said, okay, gagawin natin si Mr. Nangko. From that point on, we have raised the money here, the cash right now, to 20 million pesos. Okay? Nakiat natin ng 20 million pesos. Of course, wala nga quorum, that one. But sabi ko sa inyo, if we can get a quorum, and I'm very glad, you know. Bakit? I think I have already, para sa akin, personally, at least I have served the club. But I just don't want the other 1,000 members to accuse me that I have abandoned my duty. Ganun lang yun. But yet to hold this position, I'll be glad, you know, to step down. But we have to do this with the right, proper process. Hindi to, I'm not interested in here. Do I have any business in this club? No. Have you seen my family here hanging around? No. But I spend time here in this club. Meron tayong mga projects. Of course, complain ninyo na mahal na ganyan. So, naghahanap tayo. So, if you want to help, please do. I will always open. Now, I just didn't have enough time to investigate yung mga sinasabi sa amin, But all of this, I respect everybody, I respect you. Whether you're an ordinary janitor or you are, the major stockholder here, was probably over 100 shares. I will respect all of you. The major stockholder here was probably over 100 shares. I will respect all of you.
Pakiusap lang. Wala mo ng boo. Ako lang medyo may sasabihin pa. So, thank you very much. Ganari ho, Mr. President. Ngayon lang nadinig ko sa inyo, I think something like that. Hindi nyo naman gusto yata, etc. And I have heard this thing also, this kind of statement from other members. Kanina, nandyan sila, nag-aalisa na rin. Isipin nyo naman kami rito. We are disappointed. Salamat na marami sa inyo, nandyan kayo, at nakikinig kayo sa amin. Pero yung iba ho, wala na eh. Paano bang ating gagawin dito? Meron yata SEC representative dyan. Maybe he can help us. Ano bang gagawin natin?
Yeah.
Sabi ko kanina, baka mga 75, 95 years old na kayo. Hanggang nakakatayo pa kayo. No. Because kung walang quorum, Mr. Villaluna, and that is very possible. Very possible, ang tagal ko na rito eh. I've been here maybe for about 20 years. Binibilang ko, marahil isang poste dito. Naubos ko na rito. Yan ang akin lang. Salamat at nandiyan kayo. But how can you help us have a quorum? Isipin nyo, walang quorum. Every year, walang quorum. Ngayon, ang dami namin dito. Dati, 11, 15. What do you suggest we do? Kung quorum ang ating iintayin, baka 50 years, 100 years from now, wala pa rin quorum. Thank you very much.
Well, I understand that we have a SEC representative here. Are you from the SEC, sir? Okay. Maybe perhaps you can report to the SEC. The board will come out with a formal report and ask for guidance. Our basic problem here, this club was incorporated in 1975. Okay. But around 1995 or 1996, the SEC came out with RSA 34A that you now have to come out with a definitive statement. You have to ask for proxy, or if you just, Now, the problem here is that our fiscal year was October to September of the following year. Ngayon, medyo masikip yon in our bylaws that our annual meeting is supposed to be on the last Saturday of February. Talagang masikip yon. That's why, but the problem is that we cannot also get a majority, a two-thirds vote, a presence, to amend our bylaws and probably reset it maybe March or April so that we have enough time. You see, if you want to come out with your lineup, let me just finish it. If you want to come up with your lineup, I have I understand it is that you have to come out with your own proxy statement. Is that correct? That is how we understand it according to our Assistant Corporate Secretary. And there is not enough time. Now, you want to have it happened to us already. We have a board of 9. We have a board of 9. There were vacancies. Now, according to our bylaws, if 20 regular members of good standing, I think they can nominate, or 25, you can nominate one to be placed in the board. We nominated Pocholo Ramirez, but one of our members filed a case against us. That we cannot use that provision in our bylaws. It was the RTC of Pasig who ruled against it. So Pocholo Ramirez was not able to get into the board under that procedure. Because if that went through, we could have even elected 2 more, 2 more members. Right now, we're only 7 out of 9. We even went to the Supreme Court for reconsideration. And I think the Supreme Court sustained the decision of the RTC, I think 2 years ago. So that is one of the problems we have. Now, I just want to, so I think we just have to ask, the gentleman here for the SEC, I would appreciate if you can, come out with the report. We will come out, and meet with you. And we're going to invite Mr. David. Maybe you have a certain group. Come with us, We'll go to the SEC and seek guidance. What do we have to do? Reset this meeting on June. If you get the majority, you want to replace all of us. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, may I?
I retired from Philex Mining. I wanted to retire when I was 70. I'm 72, So, but whatever you say, you may not like me, but, I am the president of 1,900 members. I'm not the president of 50, 60, or 100 members. So that is how I feel about it.
Yes.
You don't give me any salary, I'm going to work. But as one, you want to audit me, fine, no problem. Okay? But I feel that I have served this club since 1988, giving my extra time. Now, you want to be? No problem. But let's just do it, the right process. Ganun lang.
Mr. Chairman, I think, in all fairness, I think everybody should know that we really do owe a debt of gratitude to the members of the board, even if they are holdover, because they have soldiered on for the last 15 years. In all fairness to them, it was at the last meeting that we were involved in when we attended that the good chairman of the meeting and President Ernie brought up the issue of quorum, and that's how we got involved with his encouragement for getting the members involved. And like I said earlier, it went very well, but in the end, it did not. May I make a suggestion, Mr. Chairman? In view of the impasse that we have found ourselves to be in the interim, I do not see any reason why the members cannot be trusted to form a committee to accomplish quorum And every member of that committee can sign a quit claim to whoever to be able to get the names so that they could campaign for quorum. Because we cannot logically campaign for quorum with a ghost list. We don't have a list. Second, we need to set the date so that everybody will know. Now, we acknowledge and we appreciate the concern of the good chairman that our fiscal year ends in December.
No, the fiscal year ends in September.
In September. Okay.
But finally, we normally have our external auditor. Will check all of our inventory, all of these payables and all that, and come out with an FS, which gets reported to us in December.
Yes.
Now, we pay the BIR in December so that by January, we can do this.
Yes.
But because of this requirement of RSA 34A, where you prepare this and then you send it to the SEC, it can take 7, 10, 12 days.
Yes.
And then it comes back to us, and then we send it again to the SEC,
Yes.
and there's time again, and then it gets back to us,
Yes.
and then we have to get it printed.
Yes.
Now, we have to mail this 15 business days.
Yes.
Now, 15 business days is 21
Yes.
calendar days.
Yes.
And so, it's really a photo finish. That is
Yes.
one of our problems at the moment.
Yes, there is no
You see,
law, Mr. Chairman, for you to do it expediently earlier because you can have the same cutoff we've had now and set the date in June or July. In fact, if I understood it, it is adjourned on sine die basis because you have to set, the law is clear, you have to set the date immediately. Don't wait for the directors. They don't even have the courtesy to respect the members to attend.
No. I'm sorry, but as chairman of the board, I just want to do proper order. I think I will have to consult the board. I don't have the power. I'm the chairman, but then I cannot set the date. As I said,
Why
we'll
not?
have it
The
on
members,
June or July.
you serve the members'
I do not know.
interest.
I don't want to circumvent anything.
Precisely, we wanted to avoid this discussion, and that's why we asked for the concerns so that it could be elevated to the SEC, so that it could be resolved before this meeting. But stubbornly, we were not provided for reasons only known to the board members. I don't know on whose advice, on whose good advice.
As a chairman of the board, I normally would just break a tie. Normally.
May I suggest also that...
So anyway, we'll not discuss this anymore. You have the representative here. Sir, can you kindly, especially we await for if we can get your name, so that at least you are here. Now, B-Boy, can
I
you
hope
get
I'm not getting cut off because I gave you time also properly.
Yeah.
I am trying to make a suggestion to find resolution to our impasse.
I think it's a little bit difficult to come with the resolution because there's no annual meeting to start with. I don't think I can have it. So that's why we will just set this. As I said, we'll do this, and then we'll see whether we will get members of the interested group.
Just for your pleasure, may we ask the members present here how you feel about the whole thing? All those who think we should wait until the board decides, vote aye. All those against, raise your hands. So at least please relate to the board that the members are not happy.
Of course, we'll do that.
They have even decided what the members should read and not read. Imagine.
Sure, I will convey. Some of the board members are here.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
No, I'm
But you're
happy.
not
Our corporate
happy.
secretary has joined us.
Okay.
Mr. Vic, I saw Vic earlier, and Mr. Paki, I saw earlier. I'm very grateful. I hope we also have the pleasure or the honor of our GM. Is he here?
Sure. Yeah.
Huh?
Anyway, those are your opinions. Yan, okay? So,
I think you have to listen to the members, by the way.
Oh, sure.
You serve the interest of the members. Please don't say that those are just our opinions. That is not acceptable, I'm sorry.
well, I don't know.
If you don't like it,
majority-
then nobody's insisting you stay.
No.
But
Sure.
we insist to know. Yeah.
Anyway,
Mr. Chairman, can I be recognized? Ako lang po, bago lang po dito. First time po ako nag-attend ng general membership meeting ng club. Ang tinatanong ko lang po, kailan ba merong pagkakataong ibibigay kayo sa mga members na ma-discuss ang mga problema sa club? Yun lang po. Kasi pinag-uusapan natin, puro quorum, election. Kailan po kayo magbibigay ng panahon sa mga members para pag-usapan natin kung anong problema sa club? Yun lang po. Ngayon po, marami kami. Kahit na hindi po official ang meeting, baka naman po bigyan nyo kami ng time. Yung po mga ibang board of directors, umalis na. Yun po ba ang board of directors ng club? Nasashock po ako. Kasi sa mga meetings kung pinag-attend kong ganito, kahit na walang quorum, pag gusto ng members mag-discuss ng problema, lahat po nag-discuss. So, kailan po ba yun? Pasensya na po, Chairman, kasi first time po ako nag-attend. Disappointed po ako. Pasensya na po.
well, I think, why don't we get food first? Kumain tayo.
Hindi po yata tama yun.
Hindi. This is not a meeting eh. You know? We are trying to say that this is part. I said, you know, we adjourn the meeting kasi kumuha tayo, I'll sit down with you, and we will discuss it. Diba?
Na-appreciate po namin, Mr. Chairman, yung ginagawa nyo. In fact, sabi nyo nga po, for so many years, kayo lang naging chairman. Maraming salamat po. Pero hindi po ibig sabihin kasi noon na wala na kaming chance as members na makipag-dialogue sa inyo. Yun lang po.
Sure, kaya nga eh. Why don't we just, kuha muna. But I think, siguro, I may not have all the answers for you right away. Kaya why don't you write all your questions or one, and give it, and then we'll set a meeting, you know?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
Navarro po. I've been a member of this club, I think, more than 30 years now. And this is the first time that I am attending an annual meeting.
Well, we're glad that you're attending.
And you have been a chairman of this board since 1998, I understand?
Me, no.
Yes.
1990, November 1996.
All right.
I have been a director since 1988. But then nabigyan ako ng pagkakataon dito noong 1996. Unfortunately, pagdating ng 1997, walang quorum. Now, pag walang quorum, walang quorum.
Okay.
That is one thing, na gagawin ko. I will not going to, basta kung walang quorum, walang quorum. But we are trying to get this. Unfortunately, walang
Let us not be legalistic here. Let's not be legalistic. Let's not hide from the quorum thing. Let's not hide from SEC. Let's not hide wherever. Ang sinasabi namin dito as members, let's try to be humans. You have been sitting there for so long. Okay? Sa atin, sa legal, lang natin, sa gobyerno, presidente, ine-elect every 6 years. Mga leaders natin, ine-elect every 3 years, every 6 years. Kayo, gano'n na kayo katagal yan? If not for anything, if just for delicadeza, I think, I agree with the suggestion here.
Well, I'm very happy. If there are 50 of you, and you can get 20 na magkaroon tayo ng quorum, gawin natin next time. Ganun na lang.
Ang sinasabi ko, kasi quorum, hindi tayo magkakaroon kahit kailan. Ang sinasabi ko lang, panaigin na natin ang delikadesa natin. Yun ang sinasabi ko. Okay?
Hindi po ito delikadesa. Hindi po ito delikadesa.
Let Please, let me finish. Historically, we are aware that people, leaders who are overstaying are eventually thrown out or even killed. You want to be in that position? Now,
Well, ganito lang po. Don't threaten me.
I'm not threatening you. I am just asking that please, all of you in the board today, submit your resignation and give us a chance to elect new leaders. Yun lang, hinihingi ko.
Alam niyo po, tanungin natin sa SEC, normally it is the majority.
Never mind
who
the
elects.
SEC, walang
Well,
pakialam na dito. Nakikiusap na ako.
Well, I'm
Panaigin
sorry.
natin ang delikadesa natin. Yun lang.
Wala yun, hindi po yun.
Hindi ko sabihin wala kayo nun.
Hindi sa delikadesa po yun. There are rules that we will have to follow.
Ayaw ko makipagtalo sa inyo. Nakikiusap lang.
Well, wala akong power para ganyan.
You are the chairman of the board.
Even then,
If
I
you-
am mandated by the majority. Pag
If
sinabi
you
ng majority,
If you read the bylaws of the organization, napagkaliwanag dun ang role ng chairman. You said that you are managing 1,800 people. Pero ang interest ng 1,800 people, you are not siding with them. You are siding with just a few. How come the list of members are not being made available? How come?
hindi nga, wala nga ang kwan yun eh. We cannot make any conclusion. Alam niyo po, we will not be surprised na some of the members, they just pay their dues. Probably we have 600-700 members who have gotten their shares rented out by a second party.
Can I ask you a question, sir?
Kaya nga, ay ang rule po natin na dapat, even if there are leased to another party, still it should be the owner of the share who should be the one to vote.
Sir, can
But
I ask you a
siguro-
question? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You said that there are how many members are present here today?
Si Atty. Malaya po.
67 or what?
Ah.
How many gave their proxies? 11.
11.
All right. Are these yung ba management, yung board kumuha ng proxy?
Yes.
How many?
I don't know.
How many?
Ako meron akong proxy.
Let's even
Binibigay sa akin.
assume. Let's even assume.
Yeah.
Let's even assume that all the 11 are your proxies. Let's even assume, for the sake of argument, isn't it your role, by way of gathering proxies, to ensure that there is a quorum?
Well, anyway.
I have a suspicion that you have never done that.
Well, we have done that, but I think...
I don't believe you.
No. Well, anyway, I'm sorry. If you don't believe me, that's your opinion, you know. So anyway, but I think, see, we tried to send now to save money on this CD. So anyway, next time, we better send an email. We send it by mail again para merong return card.
Wala rin mangyayari, boss. Boss, wala mangyayari. For as long as you guys are sitting there in your throne, nothing will happen.
Well, anyway, that's why, as I said, I recommended that my request, if there are right now, say 60 or 50 or 60, if you can gather, 20 members, talk to them, 20 each, we'll have 1,000. We will have a quorum. Then we will quorum, and then we'll go to the agenda, and then later on, you elect the new members of the board, you elect your new set of board member directors and officers later on. Wala akong problema dyan.
I'm Mr. Benessa. I really admire your courage staying there. The rest of your group deserted you already. So, if listening to all this, okay, as you said, we're only a few here. But isn't it, it's started with just a few, isn't it? So, there are how many millions Filipinos, but a certain group, an active group, as I compare this group, this is already enough to make you act for you to listen, and maybe I suggest for the rest of the directors to sit down there and hear us. Because these are members, these are people who went here. No, these are perhaps busy people who went here. Yeah, to say something. I mean, the mere fact marami pong tao dito, that means marami na talagang problema dumarating. And you really have to hear us out.
Anyway, ang problem ko masasabi is, I have to follow the rules eh. Ayaw nyo sa SEC, ayaw nyo ng ganyan, hindi ko alam kung saan tayo pupunta nito.
Mr. Chairman, masarap sabihin na may rules. Ano bang rules natin sa election? Dahil mukhang kayo lang nakakaalam eh. Mahirap mag-basketball na hindi natin alam ang
Anyway,
rules.
I think Mr. David,
Kahit na nomination
muna natin, I don't want to argue with you.
I'm not arguing,
I'll convene
sir.
the board. We will ask you to kakwan. And then I think siguro gano'n lang gagawin natin. Hindi tayo matatapos nito eh.
Mr. President, I'm Ed Maloles. I would just like to know what is the basis for the non-release of the list of the members. In the bylaws,
Ganito po.
could I just finish? In the bylaws of this club, under Section 13, it says annual meeting of proprietary members. Section 13, the annual meeting of proprietary members shall be held at the clubhouse not later than the last Sunday of February of every year. The President shall submit his report, which shall contain a list of all members of the club. Now, I understand that your reason for not releasing the list of members is for security reasons. But can you not release the list of members without giving their addresses? So only those persons who personally know this particular person can contact them and convince them to join and help in getting a quorum here.
Well, ganito po yan eh. Several years ago, there was a member here who asked for the same list. But during that meeting, there were also several members who said that they don't want their names and addresses and telephone numbers to be included. So, ganito lang yun eh. It's a right to privacy. So what we did actually was, we discussed it in the board. And I think we have done something on this na ang reply sa amin, ayaw niya na magkuhan. So, that's why, maybe Atty. Malaya can,
But we're not asking, we're not asking for the addresses. Only their friends and contact
Please,
persons once you've given the list.
Well, anyway, I'm not a lawyer eh. So, upon lawyer's advice, siyempre, sumusunod lang ako po eh. I'm not the one who made this rule to start with. But there was somebody. Sabi niya, ayoko eh. In fact, sa akin nga, kung minsan, kung may mga kwan lang, I don't even release my email. Because every day, I get sometimes maybe 10 or 15 junk email. So all of a sudden, somebody even my cell phone number, hindi ko pinamimigay. Lumalabas, ang dami nagbibenta sa akin ng kung ano-ano. So we don't want na kami naman ma-accuse later on na bakit namin nirelease.
We're just asking for the list of names, not the addresses, not the email addresses,
Before can you...
not the telephone numbers.
It's in the bylaw.
I think this was discussed about 10 years ago. We had a very heated issue dyan, privacy. Ang kanila right to privacy. At if we can, why not? Di ba, ba't kami pahirapan? Just one member giving us a suit for releasing their name as a member of Valle Verde Country Club. We might get into hot waters. We don't want to risk that. Unless you can get all of them. Kung sino kilala nyo, waiver ninyo, give it to us, we'll validate the waiver. We might. Pero just one member who refuses and nalabigyan. We've had at least 2 meetings before, very heated yun. Kaya ayaw namin bigay. But what we did before here is, ito Domeng, you gave us a letter addressed to the members. We mailed it. Right? Okay. Pero yung sinasabi ninyo, there was one letter coming from Mr. David. It was addressed to the board. It was not addressed to the members. If it was addressed to the members, then we could have mailed it. As long as it's properly worded. Yung kay Domeng, Chua, that's what we said. If there's anything you want to mail to the members, we'll include it. And we did include the letter of Mr. Chua without anything. Anyway.
Mr. President, Mr. Villaruna, sandali lang. Attorney Malaya. Sandali lang. Ari ang nakakagulo sa isip ko. Kayo, alam nyo yung mga members, pati address, etc. Maybe lahat kayo na nasa board at nasa management, maybe. Bakit kami hindi namin alam? May nagbulong sa akin din alam din daw ng messenger. Kung makukontak namin yung messenger, baka makuha namin. Pero mahirap yun. Pero mahirap. Mr. Valluna, bago umalis, I appreciate. Hindi lang courage, you're being very cool. Malamig si Mr. Villanuna. So ang akin lang, paano bang may isasuggest nyo? Kayong mga directors para magka-quorum tayo. Ari pa ilang beses namin, nagsalita din dito, paano yan? Kung 50 years from now, nandiyan pa rin kayo. Hindi. Totoo yun because mga 20 years na sila, 15 years, masyadong overstaying daw. Si President Erap nga, sabi dyan, ang daming milyon. Wala pa 3 milyon na pumunta ro sa EDSA. 13 milyon yata ang bumoto sa kanya, natanggal din siya. Somebody stood up here, sinasabi ang ganyang argument. Paano ba niyo kami? Kayo na. Matutulungan kaming andito, spend time coming here para ma-solve ang problemang ito. How can we change the board of directors? Kayo ba, may nagsabi rin dito, kung kayo ba'y magre-resign lahat? Kung lang. At medyo mahirap yata naman yon. Ano bang masasabi ng SEC dyan? Sino ang mag-a-appoint ng SEC ba? I think that is better. Kung SEC ka mag-a-appoint, I think that is better. Palagay ko lang. So, thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Attorney Lainio. Alam mo si Attorney Lainio is a friend of mine. Yeah, Lainio. I think you were there present also, Attorney Lainio, nung there was discussion on the matter of giving out the list. When it comes out to helping, I think there are some groups here, I've sat down with them on how to get the quorum. And we all agreed na I think for this meeting, it will be almost impossible because of the lateness of the period, because we were then talking January. As I said, I don't know if some of the members here, the one I sat down, said, we'll work out on the second meeting, which the board will schedule immediately, maybe June or whatever month it will be. Then again, I sit down with you. I help you out. But of course, it has to be also on my own time, because I also have other duties. Because I have heard some members here, a member perhaps, saying that I'm a paid employee of this club. I'm not a paid employee of this club. I get a certain amount of retainer on a monthly basis, but I eat it out. Diba? It's not cash. I get siguro for my additional services, for my fees. But this time, we said, if we cannot get a quorum this time, we work it out again for the next meeting. And some of the members here can say, I've sat down with you to see how you can do it. The SEC is here. I've said also, I talked with the SEC. I sat down with them. They were suggesting, reduce the members of quorum. I said, if we cannot even have majority for quorum, how can we have 2/3 to amend the bylaws? There are some lawyers here. You know very well, to amend the bylaws, you need 2/3. And for the quorum, some of you saying, we all resign. Just one member who feels that we have betrayed them on our abandoning this responsibility can get us to damages. Okay? That's why, if you ask us, that's the reason some of the members, like Attorney Sunico, has already expressed intention to resign, to be allowed to resign, but we cannot, also because of the responsibility that we might be sued for damages by some members here. Okay?
Please, can you please, I am Saidami Pangarungan. Abogado rin po ako. I have been a member of this club since 1985. 26 years po akong naging member dito. And as far as I'm concerned, ang importante lang sa akin, kung ang benefits natin dito ay ma-improve, ang mga amenities natin dito, okay lang sa akin. Maski siya yung nakaupo dyan na board of directors, okay lang po. Ha? Ang problema, to many members, marami nang nagreklamo. They're not happy about what's happening. And many of them feel na masyado nang overstaying po ang board. Kasi 15 years nang nakaupo ang board at hindi tayo maka-elect ng bagong board because of the itong sinasabi na walang quorum. Paano tayo makakaroon ng quorum if you do not release the list of the members to us? Yung sinasabi po ninyo na for security reasons, yun ang gusto ng mga members. Wala namang masamang tao dito sa mga members dito. These are all decent people. So ang objective lang natin, makakuha tayo ng quorum para ma-resolve natin to. Pag may quorum tayo, the prison board can run, the new group here can also run. Kung kayo pang manalo, okay lang po. Kung itong manalo, okay lang. So why don't we settle that, no? Let's help resolve this problem of getting a quorum. Kasi po, in my own experience, at saka alam natin to, hindi po maganda yung overstaying ng mga officials. Look at Marcos. Si Marcos, 16 years siyang nag-martial sa Pilipinas. Maliit lang ang diferensya niyo kasi kayo 15 years kayo dyan. Overstaying. So malapit na rin kayo maging 16 years. So, it's a good thing na nakikinig po kayo sa kami. Kasi kung walang dialogue, baka hindi na makontrol itong mga members yung galit nila. So, this is good. And I thank you for granting us this dialogue. Pag-aralan po natin yan. Pagtulungan natin itong quorum, magkaroon tayo ng quorum, then let's elect ang board natin, maski sinong mahilig dyan, okay lang sa amin.
Anyway, may I,
Can I answer the governor? Go. I've sat down with you many times in your table, di ba? And siguro, this time, we sit more often. Tingnan natin yung process itself. And as I've explained to you, a group of 25 can nominate one. Pwede natin buuin yun eh. Yun ang bylaws natin. A group of 25 members can nominate one. Then we sit again on the proxy purposes. Di ba? Kasi sa amin, napag-usapan namin, kulang pa ngayong aming, if you notice your proxy there, we have only 7 that we have nominated. Dapat yan, gawin namin 9 para full board. Then maybe, during these times that we sit down, we can all agree. And then, we can agree kung sino yung siyam na yun o paano natin i-go about the proxy statement. SEC is here. Do I confirm that pag hindi kami makasulisit ng proxy hanggat hindi nyo ina-approve yung proxy statement, we go through the process every time. Doon kami nahihirapan, yung timetable nyo, babalik kami, reviewin, aside from the fees that we pay. May bayad, di ba? Masyadong balancing ng SEC sa lahat ng pan. Wala naman nangyayari. Anyway, we can sit down on it kasi we cannot finish here tonight, this afternoon. We've heard you. I've heard the group so many times. I've sat down with you. I can sit down with you again. But you of course, you have to also consider, I also have my schedule. Doming, you see me often. In the afternoon, lately, you don't see me. I have another schedule. But I can sit down again with you. Let's work out the quorum for the next setting. Because as I understand it, in fact, I've told your group, malabo talaga itong February to get that quorum because maiksi ang oras. We do not know who are the members na dapat natin isama for yung list. Because we can have a list. If you notice our proxy na nakalagay, there are only 7. That should be 9. Then we can work it out. Kasi right now, we can talk here up to late evening, but nothing will come out because we don't have a quorum. That's very, very basic. Now, we don't have a quorum, we cannot proceed with the meeting.
May I? First of all, I think I'm the person that Attorney Malaya is referring to, the court issue. Mr. Malaya and I had some exchanges. Nevertheless, I think inasmuch as Mr. Malaya and the board recognize that he is an advisor, legal advisor, if I understood correctly, your title is Assistant Corsec, but you're acting as legal advisor, right?
Nagmo-multitasking, but actually I'm just really assistant corset.
Ah, I see. Because at the end of the day, it is the board who is accountable to the members.
Correct.
Therefore, I would encourage that the board members themselves take it up with the members, because unless they have no respect for the members. Because this issue is an issue responsibility of the board to resolve. After 15 years, they haven't resolved. Now, what makes the assistant Corsec more trustworthy than a member, since they can give the information to the assistant Corsec, but not give the members a specialized group of members who will be tasked to help raise quorum, the information on how to reach the members. So it's an impasse. We cannot talk to the members, we cannot communicate with them, but other people who are not members can. Now, I'm so glad that our president and chairman is so concerned about the 1,000 some other members or 2,000 members, and that's why we cannot meet. He cannot even, well, he has given us in all fairness, but the other members of the board don't even have time for us. But he's so concerned about some member, speculative, some member who might complain that their names, they don't want it to be given at the expense of all the other members, the majority. Isn't he inconsistent with himself? Now, I made a very, very practical suggestion. I'm trying to live with the problem, and the suggestion was very simple. Write all the members to inform them that we have had no quorum and we would like to work towards a quorum, and a group of members have volunteered. Can we release the names and address and contact information so that they can work on the quorum? For those who refuse and who don't want their names, to say so, and they will be deleted. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Now, give them a time frame by which time that they will respond. If they don't respond, we will interpret it to mean an affirmative that please try to raise quorum. The only purpose that we have here is to raise quorum. If I understand the law, it is only when there is malice involved. But you have not even proven malice, and you're already presuming that we are malicious in this instant of trying to raise quorum, trying to get the names of the members. Tell us, if you're so brilliant, all of you up there in the board, how do we raise quorum, not having access to whom we are supposed to communicate with? Since you know the secret, you better tell us. Because we are more than happy to help you. But we cannot help you with our hands tied behind our backs. Today is People Power Day, don't forget.
You know, Mr. David, I also knew how to raise the quorum. But I think, your question of whether if you do not answer, then the member loses his right to his privacy is another question. I think that's very fraught with some legal aspects, and I cannot answer that now.
May I be recognized, please? I disagree with what you just said, Assistant Corsec, that you cannot or you are helpless to ensure that there is a quorum. I belong to other clubs, and they have addressed the issue or the problem of always no quorum during general meetings by the management and the board taking the initiative to write to all the members attaching a proxy for quorum purposes only. That proxy for quorum purposes only is valid and constitutes a quorum if the numbers are there. It does not authorize anybody else to vote for specific candidates. It's just for quorum. So the burden of ensuring that there is quorum
is with the board and the management, but it's really with the board. It starts with the board. The board can direct management, the general manager of this club, to write to all the members attaching a proxy, specifically saying it is for purposes of quorum only, so they are not giving the proxy to any individual, and then you have the quorum. So now the members are offering to take the burden of the board's burden to make sure there is a quorum. We haven't received any notice of or letters to encourage all members to attend the general meeting to ensure a quorum. The issue of quorum has never been communicated to the members. There is no slate being circularized to all the members during annual general meetings for purposes of election. So, but we go back first to the quorum because that seems to be the root of all of this discontent. And I think there is no excuse for the board not to be able to take necessary steps to raise a quorum.
It's Mandy. Well, I'm sorry I have a different legal opinion on that, Mr. Mandy. I think on that matter of whether I can just issue or release a proxy for quorum purposes, that needs to be also really approved by SEC. So I cannot say I agree with you. In fact, I disagree with your opinion on that matter. So at this time, we cannot resolve it.
Well, I'm just suggesting because I'm talking from experience, but I offer to check with the SEC myself directly on the validity of these proxies for quorum purposes only, and I will report to all of you.
Thank you. I think I have had enough time with you. I hope you can excuse me. I'll just allow one more.
Just to let everybody know here that Mr. Ismendi knows what he is talking about. He has been the president. He had been the president of San Miguel for so many years. He had experience as far as proxy fights are concerned. He is chairman and executive CEO of several other corporations, and he is very well versed, sir, in activities like this. He is also a senior member of the Directors Institute of the Philippines, which is supposed to be governance, good governance, etc. So it pains me to say or to hear people like your good self not giving any credit to him by saying that you disagree with him. Of course, you have all the right to disagree. But what I am saying, though, is that Mr. Ismendi is backed by knowledge and experience to say all these things. So please, let us not veer away from the topic. He is suggesting, making a very good suggestion as far as ensuring that there will be a quorum.
Yeah.
I think you cannot disagree with that.
Yeah. As I said, we have different opinion now. But as I said also, I will resolve it even after. Right now we have different opinion. So I said, let's resolve it after. I don't think we can resolve it today. We have another meeting that's coming. We will set it. Then, I sit down with you again. That's no problem. Tiempo lang. Si Doming, alam niya yan. I think I sit down also with some of you here. They're familiar faces. Anyway, I think my time is already up. We've said enough. We have heard enough also. And we thank you for a good attendance. You really... For the last 15 years that I've been assistant CORSEC, this is the well-attended meeting. And I think we can thank you for that, maski lang wala tayong quorum. But we'll work on it again. Thank you.